What's going on, guys? It's Shanks here, coming at you with another Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck profile, and today we have one of my all-time favorites, Chaos Ninjas. Now, to give you a little bit of background, I've been playing this deck on and off for fun since about 2012, since I saw it on Galactic God's channel, and I've been fine-tuning it and just making it better when the formats come, but I just liked the idea of playing a ninja deck, and I didn't know how, and I just love it. I just play it a lot, and it's really fun. So yeah, I just wanted to share my deck profile. It's just a fun deck. It might be able to top a regional. A lot of people don't see this coming, and you can't really side against this, because like you can run the shadow mirrors and stuff, but then you can always just use this card anyways, and shadow mirror won't matter. But yeah, it's like kind of hard to side deck against, and you pretty much have to come prepared, and a lot of people don't. So you might be able to top a regional. Probably not a YCS, because a lot of or an ARG thing, because a lot more pros go to those, so a lot more better players would play. And unless you're really good, you're going to have a bad time. So yeah, so let me get on with this profile. So up first, you got the best card of the deck, definitely hands down, Hanzo, Ninja Grandmaster Hanzo. So his effect is, when he's normal summoned, add a ninjutsu art, which is just this card, from your deck to your hand, and then you can just set it. Or you can, when he's special summoned or flip summoned, you can add one ninja from your deck to your hand, which is Upstart Golden Ninja, so it's cool. You just get a free search. That's not bad. Either way, you get a search. He's the best card of the deck. Up next, you got Upstart Golden Ninja, and he is a ninja monster. He's light. This one was dark, by the way. He's light. You can send one trap card. His ability is you can send one trap from your hand to the graveyard to special summon a ninja from your deck in face up or face down defense position. And this is great because you can discard a trap, go for another Upstart Golden Ninja, and then use that one's effect, go for another. And you can just start to spam out XYZs, which is great. So yeah, you gotta run 3. Up next, you got Photon Thrasher. Photon Thrasher is great in this deck because he's light, and he's level 4, and he's also a warrior, so he's a rota target. And everyone knows what he does. If you have no monster, you can special summon him. He can't attack if you have another monster, but he's a 21 beat stick on his own. So he's not bad. He's literally just for overlaying, and he's a light target. So yeah, I only run 2. 3 gets a little cloggy, but yeah, he's not bad. Up next, I got Light Pulsar Dragon. He is, everyone knows, the best card in Chaos Dragons. You can banish a dark and a light from your grave, summon him from your hand, and when he's in your grave, you can discard a light and a dark to special summon him from your grave. So it's a pretty cool card in that regard, that he can constantly recycle himself, so you only need one. It's a ninjutsu art target. I'll get to that in a minute, but yeah, he's just a cool card. So up next, you got White Dragon Ninja. Arguably, well, he's actually the highest attack in this deck, but he's arguably one of the most important. Not the best, but one of the most important. Just one thing I want to say before I tell you his effect: you never want to draw him, ever. He's dragon, so he's a ninjutsu art target, and he cannot be special summoned except with a ninjutsu art effect, so I don't run like Call of the Haunted and things, because I can't reuse this guy. But when you control him, spell and trap cards you control cannot be destroyed by card effects, which is great, because they can't MST your back row, which isn't the most, well, because you bring him with this. I'll explain the whole thing with this, but it's like Call of the Haunted, where if you MST this, then he'd die. He won't die, so you basically get a free 27 attacker, and other cards like Fiendish Chain won't go. Your back row that's just sitting there won't go. Kaiser Coliseum won't go, and he's just cool. He's 2,700 attack. He's really not a bad card. So yeah, I gotta run one of him. Only one, because he gets cloggy. But yeah, you don't want to draw him ever. But yeah. Up next, you got Summoner Monk. I run 2 Summoner Monk because you can discard any spells that are not live in your hand and your hand's dead, and you could either summon an Upstart Golden Ninja and start discarding traps, or you can summon a Hanzo and search a Upstart Golden Ninja, so the next turn you can discard traps, depending if you need a light or a dark target in your grave. But Summoner Monk just speeds up the deck, and you got 13 spells, so why not just use Summoner Monk? It's just great. So yeah, I run 2. And then up next, you got Chaos Sorcerer, a light in the dark in the grave. You banish them, summon them, and then he can just help with OTKs and banishing and clearing the field. And he's just good. If you have monsters in your grave that you don't need, he's good. So yeah, I run 2 of him. Then you got BLS, one of the best cards in the game right now. If you just summon him, you instantly win. So yeah, I just run one because you instantly win. Next, I run 1 Honest. I know I can run 2. Just 2 gets a little bit cloggy for me because you do have a lot of light targets, but the only one that really stays on the field all the time is either light pulsar, white dragon ninja, or BLS. All the other ones are usually getting overlaid, so I only run 1 because it's very situational for me, and 2 will get really cloggy really fast. But yeah, you gotta run 1 nevertheless. The last card you run is Debris Dragon because he's your third ninjutsu art target, and you don't want to have it so like you have no targets for ninjutsu art. He's an extra one. He's arguably one of the most important ones. A light pulsar is probably the least most important one. White Dragon Ninja being the best, but he's so good because I'll explain why he's wicked helpful. But yeah, and then now we got Rhoda, because, well, this is for the spells. You got 3 Rhoda, because you got these guys as warriors, all searchable, and that's just beautiful, because they're the core of the deck, so you need to be able to search it. So yeah, you gotta run 3. 2 MST, it's all I could fit. Back row's not too big against this deck, because there's just, like, when they're gonna mirror force you, you can just ninjutsu art a transformation, or when they're going to deprison you, I mean, not mirror force, but you can do that, and you can just do a whole bunch of shenanigans. So back row's not too scary against this deck, but still, you gotta get rid of it, so you gotta run 2 MST, so I run 2 MST. And up next, you got 2 Kaiser Coliseum, because when you have White Dragon Ninja, your spell and traps can't be destroyed, so if you have him with a Kaiser Coliseum, that basically makes him and you only have him, he's a 27 beat stick, and the only decks I can think of off the top of my head that can get over it are, well, from what I've fought at least, you have Shadal's, because they can go for Construct and run over it, that's easy, or for them, so that's the only bad part. It's not that good against Shadal's. And you also have what's the other deck that can do it? Well, if they summon BLS, they can easily get over it. And if they summon, Masked Hero Koga in Masked Heroes, they can get over it. And I'm pretty sure Acid can get over it too, because it won't get over Kaiser Coliseum, but he'll make you lose 300 attack, so he can swing over you too. And of course, Koga goes to 3,000, so he can swing over you. So it's basically Heroes and Shadal's aren't good matchups for this deck, but it beats the rest of the meta. The only other thing I can think of off the top of my head, but it's only when Necro's players aren't bad, which 90% of them are, they're just playing the best deck. If they summon Valkyrus, they can beat over it, and Trishula can banish it. So, but it doesn't necessarily have a bad Necros matchup. But yeah, Kaiser Coliseum, you gotta run 2. It's just a great card to let you sit there and have a little bit of fun. Up next, 2 Duality, because it can obviously get your searchers to your hand, and you can just get Hanzo, and then search this, and then end your turn, and Duality just speeds up the deck just a little bit, and you can wait a turn before you go in, so it's not bad, and it's better than Upstart, because this deck does dish out a lot of damage, but it's a better 1-for-1 than Upstart, because if you Upstart into White Dragon Ninja, you essentially lose the game, so because you made them gain 1,000 life points, and then you got rid of one of the best cards in the entire deck. You can't summon it, because ninjutsu art works from the deck. So, yeah, it works from the deck. You can't summon it. So, White Dragon Ninja, not a good card to draw, so I don't run Upstart. Next up, we got Magical Planter. I only run 1, because besides the fact that it can get a little cloggy. That wasn't the main problem when I ran 2. It can get a little cloggy, though, but it can get rid of your Fiendish Chains and your Super Transformations. But the problem is that you only want a Magical Planter this away when your monster's not there, or else you'll lose your monster. So, but like when the monster gets bounced or something, this will just sit there, and you can get rid of it and draw 2 cards, which is nice. Or Fiendish Chain, you can get rid of it and draw 2 cards, which is nice. But when I ran 2, I would use 2 in a game, and then I'd end up drawing White Dragon Ninja. So unless I already summoned White Dragon Ninja that duel, I would not want to activate the second Magical Planter, and it would just end up being a dead draw. So I didn't like running 2. But yeah, it got a little cloggy, but yeah. Next we run Soul Charge, because you can Soul Charge out Hanzo, get a free search. You can just Soul Charge so many things. I'm pretty sure you can Soul Charge for BLS. I've never tried it, but pretty sure you can. You can just Soul Charge a whole bunch of things. You can't Soul Charge this guy out. That's the only problem. He can't be Soul Charged, but you can Soul Charge like a Light Pulsar and the whole bunch of shenanigans you can do with Light Pulsar, and Yeah, so Soul Charge is just a good defensive card. I use it defensively when I play Soul Charge in this deck, but yeah, it's a good card. And then you got Raigeki and Snatch Steal for the last two spells because they're Raigeki and Snatch Steal. If you don't run them, you're going to have a bad time. So, yeah. Because this can obviously just take monsters, and against the Tellers you can overlay, and that can destroy all the monsters. And if I think I forgot to mention it, when you have White Dragon Ninja in Kaiser Coliseum, because I just saw this, because speaking of Satellar's, your opponent can't XYZ. They can only summon one monster. And with Satellar's, they just have the one card that when they summon it, they can make it gain 500 attack, but it only goes to 24. So this is basically Kaiser Coliseum plus White Dragon Ninja. If they already went through their Snatch Heals and their Raigeki, you win. And they can't do anything about it. So that's cool. But yeah. So onto the traps. You got 2 Fiendish Chain. You can stop them from attacking and all those things, negates effects. It's better than Breakthrough, in my opinion, in this deck, because besides the fact you run the 1 Magical Planter, with White Dragon Ninja, they can't MST Fiendish Chain, and Breakthrough Skill is the one card you're kind of fine with being MST'd, and I don't see the point of protecting Breakthrough Skill when you can just protect a Fiendish Chain, and essentially just make your opponent's monster do nothing for like ever. So yeah, Fiendish Chain, great card in this deck, gotta run too. Next up, this is probably, I said Hanzo was the best card in the deck. Hanzo wouldn't be anything without this. It's Ninjutsu Art of Super Transformation. This card is amazing. It's so good. It's what makes this deck good. If they didn't have this card, if they had that janky old other Ninjutsu Art, they wouldn't be good. So what this does is you can you target one face-up ninja monster you control and one face-up monster your opponent controls. You send them to the graveyard, summon a dragon, dinosaur, or sea serpent from your deck, and its level has to be less than or equal to the combined levels of both those cards. So if they have a level 3 or lower, you can go for a White Dragon Ninja. So against the Tellers, when they're like, hey, I'm going to Deneb, I'm going to search, you're going to be like, alright, you're going to Deneb, I'm going to turn them into a White Dragon Ninja, and then they're going to have a bad time. And then if you have Kaiser Coliseum, you win. So yeah, that's not bad. Or Light Pulsar Dragon, if it's a level 2 or lower, which generally just happens anyways. Light Pulsar, you can always reuse it, so it's not a bad one to pull out. And this is like this and Debris Dragon, it doesn't matter if you draw those. I do want to say that, but they're targets nonetheless, so that's cool. And the last target you have is Debris Dragon. And what I was saying about Debris Dragon, why it's so important, is because XYZ monsters over here, they don't have levels, everyone knows that, but they have ranks. But if you target your Hanzo and one of their guys with ranks and send them both to the graveyard, you can summon Debris Dragon, since Hanzo's already level 4 and it equals level 4, so you can get rid of any XYZ monster they control instantly and then get a monster with 2000 defense on your board, which could obviously be used for rank 4 plays the next turn, all those things. It's just a great card and I absolutely love it. So you gotta run 3 super transformations because it just speeds up the deck and it makes the deck good. And then now I got 2 Phoenix Wing Wind Blast because it can just reset your opponent if you hit the right card, so that's cool. Or it can just get rid of the monster, so it's useful. Discarding a card's not hurtful in this deck because you have all these darks, all these lights, and you have all these chaos cards, so that's helpful. And you could also get Upstart in there for a Debris Dragon target, so that's cool. And so yeah, I run 2 of those. And then you got your classic Warning, Bottomless, and Compulse because they're just great traps. So that's the entire main deck, 40 cards, as you can see, it says it right here, 40 cards. So yeah, and this isn't a side deck, these are just cards that you could run. So what you could run, you can run a Bisu if you need a 4th ninja target. What his ability is that once per turn, if you can, I'll just read it because I kind of forget a little bit, I know basically what it does, but once per turn, if you control a face-up ninja monster other than Masked Ninja Abisu, you can activate this effect. Return a number of your opponent's spell and traps to the hand, equal to the number of ninja monsters you control. Also, every face-up Go-Go the Gallant Ninja you control can attack your opponent directly this turn. The Go-Go part's not that important, but I used to play this a lot, and I'm thinking about maybe putting it back in and getting rid of a Phoenix Wing Wind Blast, but it was great when I ran it, and I haven't really needed it much, because people don't run a lot of back row these days. But what I used to do is I used to go for Upstart Golden Ninja, and then if I had at least 3 traps in my hand or something less than that, I would, because you have to target exactly that many cards. So if you have 2 ninjas, you have to target 2 spell and traps. So I would go for Upstart Golden Ninja and then go for another one and then go for a Bisu, bounce 3, or Upstart to a Bisu, bounce 2, or all 3 and then another a Bisu to bounce 4. And he's also an extra ninja, he's an extra Hanzo cert, so he's not bad. I only ran 1 when I had him, but he's level 4. He's just not that bad of a card. I actually kind of like him. I might get rid of this for that, but yeah, he's pretty nice. Next card that you can run, Blue Dragon Ninja. He's just a target for this. He can basically Fiendish Chain an opponent's monster during either player's turn. But it's until the end phase, and you have to discard a ninja and a ninjutsu art, so it's not that good. He's a 21 beat though, but it's just not that good. I wouldn't run it. Vanity's Emptiness, you can easily main deck this. The only reason why I don't main deck this, I totally would, but because when you go for super or transformation, you do it on your opponent's turn, so you would have to wait to use your vanities. But it's just like you don't wanna have vanities up already on the field, because then you can't use this during your opponent's turn. But vanities could be main deck, especially with White Dragon Ninja. It's very good. So yeah, the only reason why I don't run it is because I like using this during my opponent's turn. But yeah, it's not bad. Not bad at all. I might run it. Next card, this is more of a fun card. You can run Ninjutsu Art of Duplication, because you can tribute any ninja monster you control and special summon any number of ninjas from your deck and face up attack or face down defense with combined levels less than or equal to the level of the tributed monster. So you can basically tribute. You don't want to tribute White Dragon Ninja because he's 7, so it doesn't work out. But you can tribute a Hanzo and bring out another Hanzo and search an Upstart. Or you can tribute Hanzo, go for another Upstart, and then discard a card. So it's not too bad. When I first made this deck, I actually ran it because I liked cycling through ninjas, and you can get a bunch of searches and stuff. But it ends up making you start to get dead draws and make your Rhodas dead, and it's just not that good. So yeah, I don't run it. But I used to. It's kind of fun, but yeah, you don't need it. And the last card you can run is Mass Change 2nd, because Hanzo can turn into a Dark Law, he can turn into a Koga, and basically everything in the deck besides BLS and White Dragon Ninja can turn into one of these 2 masked heroes. And Dark Law is amazing right now, but the one problem with this is that when you play Hanzo, you're basically going to want to go for this no matter what, because you can get rid of one of their monsters and get out the White Dragon Ninja and start making plays. You don't really want a Dark Law, but Dark Law could be used on Summoner Monk and things. But if you have Summoner Monk, then you can just discard Mass Chain 2nd instead and go for a rank 4. So you can run it. I don't really like it in this deck, but it's a possibility. So yeah, that's why I put that there. And now to the extra deck. This actually is... I had very tight space in the extra deck. It's not like my Yosenju one where it didn't matter what I put in my extra deck. This is all important. So first things first, I got 1 Blade Armor Ninja, get 44 swing, maybe get over a monster, get a direct attack. It's just good, helps finish off games. Gandiva, because Satellar Knights, if they Altair and they summon a Deneb, I can just negate the Deneb, which is awesome. Well, not negate it, you can just destroy it, but they can't go for a good play, which is awesome. 2 Excalibur, gets over everything. I'm pretty sure that gets over Cleafort Killer, if I'm not mistaken, so he's pretty cool. I run 2 just because he gets over everything. Daigusto Emerald, because you can recycle ninjas for more searches, and put White Dragon Ninja back in the deck if you have it in the grave, so you can use it again. Abyss Dweller stops graveyard and plays and stuff. Photon Papilloperative helps OTK. Pallet Dynamo, same thing, negates effects, and you can get 2,000 swing right there, which is awesome. Master Key Beetle, because you can target, with Master Key Beetle, you can target White Dragon Ninja, so you can kind of get like a little lock going, because they can't really kill anything. And when you have Kaiser Coliseum down, they can't really... Well, not Kaiser Coliseum, but if you have, like, this down, they can't really do much. Let's just say that. They can't do much with Master Key Beetle on board, which is kind of cool. So I run 1, and he's not that hard to make. You just need Summoner Monk to Hanzo, and you also get a Surge, too, so it's just cool. Run 101, because sometimes he's better than Castle, which I also run, if you can. Oh, God! I did not just time out. Hold on. I gotta refresh. I'm sorry about that, guys. Rip. Give it a second. It's loading. Skip intro. Duel. That just went through my speakers. Alright, and let's not pay attention to that. Chaos Ninja, sorry about that. So yeah, as I was saying, 101, because he's better than Castle sometimes, because he can also avoid destruction, has 100 more attack. He can also beat over Castles if he has to. He's just a good card to have. He's very situational these days, but he's pretty nice to have, because he's just a good turn 1 XYZ. You got Exciton Knight, because this deck can lose hand advantage pretty quickly, because you have to discard a lot of cards to activate a lot of effects, and then you overlay, and you're at a less advantage than your opponent. You have less advantage than your opponent, so when you're playing against your opponent, Exciton's usually always alive. So you're on 1, thinking about bumping it up to 2, but I don't know. I kind of like this being a budget deck as it is, because I'm a budget player, but 2 Excitons would obviously take it over $100, so I don't know, because they're $30 each, so it's already 60 right there. But yeah, if you had 2 Excitons, run 2 Excitons, but he's pretty cool. MVP of the deck these days, Dark Rebellion XYZ Dragon. Besides the fact that his effect is amazing, he's a 25 beat stick. You detach 2 materials, target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls, half its attack, and then he gets half of it added to him. So basically, if he attacks that monster, they take 2,500. But the best part is that he detaches 2 materials. So if you detach the a Hanzo and an Upstart Golden Ninja, that's a free BLS. So that's cool. It's just MVP, but yeah, I love it. Next up, you got Castle, because it's Castle. You can spin anything. It's amazing. And it detaches 2. And then you got Cowboy, because you can detach a material and just go in, because Cowboy's super helpful. And you can just, while he's in defense, you can just get that extra 800 poke. Can win the game after main phase 2, which is awesome. And then you got the last card, Trident Dragon. I run Trident Dragon for almost for the lulz, because if you bring out Light Pulsar and then you summon Debris Dragon, you can actually go for Trident Dragon. So what I have been doing was summoning Hanzo, and then bringing out Light Pulsar with Hanzo, and then like getting this, and then bring out Light Pulsar, and then when they end their turn, summon Debris Dragon, and go for the Trident Dragon. You can pop the ninjutsu art that brought him out, and if you summon Debris Dragon and you bring out Upstart Golden Ninja from your grave, it's an OTK. So OTKing is great. And Trident Dragon, I've made this a multiple amount of times. It's just, I love playing this down. It got a reprint, so it's only $1. Used to be like $20, but now it's only $1. So it's a nice card to have in this deck, and you summon it a lot. Surprisingly, a lot. If you draw a Debris Dragon in a game, you can summon Trident Dragon in that game. I'm also thinking about, just for you guys to keep this in mind, I'm thinking about taking out the one of these cards. I think Gandiva was the one I was thinking out, or Pappy, one of those, Gandiva or Pappy. I was thinking about taking him out and putting in Star Eater, because if you need to, Debris plus White Dragon Ninja is a Star Eater, and he's also Dragon, so Debris Dragon can actually make it. So yeah, remember, Star Eater can be added. But yeah, that was the deck profile. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, sharing, because sharing means caring. In the comments, let me know if I should add something, if there's a better tech that you can run and stuff. Just a whole bunch of cards, and that could be good in this deck, because I love playing this deck. You guys would like it. It's just real fast and real fun, so I wanted to share it with you guys. I've been playing it for 2 years. It's still fun. It could probably top a regional if you catch people off guard. It's got some good matchups against the meta, so it's really fun to play it. But yeah, that was the video. Thanks for watching. It's just Shanks, and I'm out. Peace.